Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Angela. I'm a certified professional coach at Epic Initiator, and today's topic is about feeling broken. This very thought, this very idea is something that I've personally felt, my clients have said, my friends have said, and I wanted to reassure you that if you've ever felt this way, guess what? You're normal. Congratulations. You're like the rest of us who have all these insecurities and, stuff that we have to deal with from childhood. Like, most people I knew, their childhood was not like a walk in the park, you know? And tragically, I've had clients tell me that they've been to therapists, and these therapists have said, I can't help you. You're beyond help. And if someone ever says that to you, just please go run screaming from their office, because there's always a reason why people behave the way that they behave. And just because a so-called professional can't figure that out, it just means they're projecting their own baggage onto you, which is not healthy and not helpful at all. This actually comes up a lot. And if there was anything that I could really reach out and explain, because I truly believe the fundamental way to heal is to recognize that you're not broken, but that you're just wounded. It's completely normal to feel this way. Is it necessarily true that you're broken? No. And I don't want to ruin things for you. I mean, what I do as a life coach is I help my clients challenge their assumptions and challenge their perspective, their way of thinking. So one of the first things I do when there's some kind of issue that's come up is to ask, well, how's that working for you? In the case of I feel broken, well, how is that working for you? Are you super attached to the idea of being broken? If you make the assumption that you're broken, you're not really looking for an opportunity to change because you believe that there's something really wrong with you, that you're fucked up, that you can't be fixed, that you're beyond hope. And how does that make you feel? I'll give you a hint. Yeah, it's a really awful feeling to feel as though you're stuck. I would invite you to try on something like I feel wounded, or I'm feeling really hurt, or even something like I'm in the process of healing. How does that feel? Because if there's an opportunity for healing, then automatically you're going to start looking for it, and you're open to new possibilities, and already your energy is shifted. If you're actually interested in the prospect of healing, one of the very first things you have to recognize is that there is nothing wrong with you. And that is the truth, because every person that I've ever spoken to, every client that I've had, the thing that I've come to realize is there's absolutely 100% a reason why they're acting the way that they're acting. Their actions are usually based in some type of protective measure that they created when they were a child. And I usually call them lines of defense. When I'm speaking with a client and we're talking about a certain issue or something that's come up, and they start to tell me what's happening in the moment, and I just start breaking it down, because there's usually two intentions at any given time: the intention to protect or the intention to learn. And if we're not careful and we're not aware and we're not conscious about it, then we naturally go to the intention to protect ourselves. And that's where we live most of the time, because that's an unconscious thing that we all do. Like, naturally, we're going to want to protect ourselves. And so these feelings of being broken, they come from really old wounds where we had to protect ourselves, and maybe those things haven't really been addressed in a long time. and maybe they haven't been healed. So underneath all of this depression and anxiety, it's like a pressure cooker. Underneath all of that are these emotions that really need to come up and be felt. If we pretend that they're not there, then how are you able to really heal those things? So one of the first things is to actually just be honest with yourself, or at least be open to learning about what feelings you actually have underneath all of these distractions and addictions. You can really start to uncover things. But the most important thing is, honestly, like, this is really just about healing. So if you're interested in healing, you have to remember that there are different perspectives. So perspective is not the truth, it's just one way of looking at something. And our emotions are also not necessarily truth. When we experience emotions, we are truthfully feeling those emotions, but just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean that the thought that caused that feeling is true. That's what I mean. Yes. Actually, I've been wanting to talk about this topic for a really long time. It was about 3 years ago when I first learned how deeply my youngest brother was struggling with addiction, and that it was really impacting our family. What I wanted to tell my brother is that at his lowest moments, when he really felt like there was no hope, that if he could only see the world of possibilities that really lie in front of him, that if he could really see and understand how loved he really is, and how talented and how beautiful and how amazing he really, really is, for it to be okay that he feels all of this shame and anger, and that is perfectly normal and perfectly natural for us to feel those things, especially if we're still working out some serious trauma. And a lot of us have had serious trauma. It's kind of hard to escape those things. Trauma, you can get trauma from stressful situations at work, fights, confrontations, car accidents, any kind of accidents, any physical trauma, emotional trauma. It's all stored in our bodies. But something that I really wanted everyone to take away from this is, if you really want a better life and you really want to change, then all you need is willingness. Absolutely, you can heal from all these things. It's truly not as scary as it might seem. And I'm hoping that this has been really informative. And if you have any questions, just you can ask them in the comments below. You can subscribe, and I'll have new videos coming out each week. And I'll also be having bonus material if you're interested in learning more on each topic. I'll be hosting those videos on my website, so you can see content that no one else can see unless they're a member. Oh, I almost forgot. I do have a number of free power breakthrough sessions. So I do coach around power, and where you may be giving up your own power, where you might be feeling stuck, and how to uncover some of these blind spots and get you out of the dirt, put some, kitty litter under those tires and get you going. So if you look below, I've placed a link where you can sign up for one of these free power breakthrough sessions, and you have the opportunity to work with me. All right, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, which is going to be really fun and amazing.